everybody, welcome to the Comic Gamer Movie Show, and today I have a retro review in honor of Avatar, Way of the Water, coming out on Friday. I decided to review the original 2009 highest grossing film of all time, the #1 box office movie, 2.6 something billion dollars, the biggest movie of all time, Avatar. Now, all disclosure, when I originally saw this movie in 2009, I saw it with my friend and his family, and I saw it IMAX 3D, and it was an amazing spectacle. It was amazing. Like, I remember seeing it and thinking, like, this is fucking amazing. This is the best CGI I've ever seen in my life. This environment, this fucking feeling, the visuals, and oh my goodness, like, I'm just like, oh man, I'm captivated by this. It is, like, the original Avatar, seeing the original Avatar in theaters, 3D IMAX, is one of the all-time greatest spectacles, one of the all-time greatest theatrical experiences of my life. I remember that. I'll never forget it. It was amazing. Honestly, it was incredible. I remember, like, I just remember by the end of that movie, I was like, that was amazing. Like, I had an amazing time. But then, months later, obviously, me and my friend, I'm hanging at my friend's house, and he gets it on, you know, not Blu-ray. I don't even know, was Blu-ray even a thing in 2009? Because he definitely didn't get it. He had it on DVD. And we were watching it. And, like, I realized something. This movie is way less interesting and way less cool watching it sitting at my house. And that was the first time I ever noticed something like that. I would have that experience again with the Godzilla movies and a couple other movies where I'm like, man, I thought I liked this movie a lot, but watching it at home really isn't as great as I thought it was. And that was the first time I had actually had that experience of being like, watching this movie at home, like, this movie really isn't as great as I thought it was. Like, I thought it was amazing when I saw it in theaters, and I was like, was that fucking just, like, crazy, or is this movie not as good as I remember it being? And then I started thinking about it, and I was like, man, I don't remember a fucking thing from this movie. So, like, that was, like, my experience with that movie so long ago. I never felt the desire to ever watch it again, ever. Like, even now, I'm trying to gear myself up to watch it again to go see the new one, but I'm like, do I really want to watch this shit again? So, Avatar, the original Avatar, for those who don't know, I mean, you can watch this video and then go watch the sequel. It takes place, it's a futuristic world. It takes place in the future, and in this future, of course, Earth is in a shit shape. Earth is in real bad shape. Such bad shape that we've had to venture out and look for other planets and to either inhabit or gain resources from. And of course, we find this planet of Pandora. At least that's what we're calling it. And the only smart, or say indigenous life forms, the Na'vi, who are these pink cat-like people, are on the planet. And we discover a mineral, a very unique mineral called unobtainium. Because James Cameron is a genius, apparently. Unobtainium. Like, come on, man. Come on, man. I can't believe James Cameron actually had the balls to just go after the unobtainium. Like, that's the best you can do? You couldn't even call it, like, whatever, like, the color of the rock or something? I mean, shit. Unobtainium. Anyways, so we have come down there to try to, like, now of course it's Earth shit, so of course it's Dancing with Wolves, it's classic Native American, you know, pilgrim shit. We're coming down there, we're trying to negotiate with the Na'vi, when really we want to just take all this shit, kill all of them, or enslave all of them, and find more of this stuff. But to broker, you know, this, we get this guy named Sully. I think his name's Sam. Was it Sam Sully? I can't remember his name. I know his last name was Sully. And he's a paralyzed former Marine, and his brother was working on this project, and his brother was really into it and a huge integral part. And he's brought down to kind of almost replace his brother. I can't remember if it's because of their DNA because they figured out this way to transfer their consciousness into a Na'vi body so that they can interact with them and talk to them. And they call the human being uploaded into a Na'vi body an avatar. He's your avatar. And Sully's brought in, and I think that's it because because he's the only one who can get in that body because of his bloodline to his brother. I believe that was it. And he gets into this avatar body and he starts interacting with them. Now, like I said, he's supposed to be infiltrating them and, being the guy behind the scenes and infiltrating the Na'vi, learning their secrets until they can kill all of them and take all the shit they want from them. But eventually, of course, he falls in love with the Na'vi woman played by Zoe Saldana. He falls in love with her. They fall in love. He really starts getting into their culture and start believing in them. And then by the end of the movie, he's fully with them, fighting against humanity. Like the thing about it is, the movie is not that complicated. It really isn't. It's a simple ass film, and it's a film that has very little surprises. It's a film that characters are extremely shallow, and what you see is what you get. There's not a lot to them. You see everything coming a mile away. Like everything. Everything. There is nothing. Like, this is a movie that from a filmmaking perspective, from a storytelling perspective, it feels like it was written by a child. Like, from a storytelling perspective, it's just 101 shit. And sometimes, there's something to simplicity sometimes. There is. But when you're doing something simple, you have to have characters who are charismatic and captivating. So captivating and so charismatic that even though they're doing simple things, you're enjoying going on this simple ride with them. This movie doesn't have that. The actor who's playing Sully, he's okay. Is it Jake? Maybe it's Jake. I can't remember. I know his last name's Sully. The dude doesn't have a charismatic bone in his body. He is bland. He is super bland. I have eaten grits that are less bland than this dude. Granted, this movie was such a hit, it went on to get him other films, but you notice you don't see his ass anymore because Hollywood realized, oh yeah, this Sam dude, he sucks. He's not actually a good actor. And it's like the only actor there's only two actors, there's only three actors worth note. One is Sigourney Weaver, which, sure, she's good in it, but I don't even remember her name. I don't remember her name. I don't remember her really saying anything. I just remember her being in the movie. Zoe Saldana, obviously, I remember being in the movie, voicing the female lead Na'vi. But that's only because she's on every poster, and I've been following her since Guardians of the Galaxy. So of course I know she was in the movie. And Steve Lang, who really, this was his big movie. This was his big movie, and I do remember him in this movie, and I do remember some of his scenes in this movie. This movie was his big breakout. But other than that, I don't remember anything. I don't remember anyone. I remember the story, but like I said, it's Dances with Wolves, it's Fern Gully. You've seen it before. It's nothing spectacular. The thing that takes this movie to the top, to becoming this spectacle, to becoming this groundbreaking to the highest grossing film of all time is its amazing special effects and presentation. It is shot amazingly. It is shot so well that you would not even know, and the CGI is so good and done so well you wouldn't even know that it was CGI. And the Na'vi look amazing. The creatures look amazing. Everything looks amazing. It is beautiful. But what this really is it's a beautiful puddle. People always make the puddle analogy. It's a beautiful puddle. But once you step, it's like a fucking river. It's like a fucking river that looks like it's deep, but once you step into it and you realize that shit only comes up to your shin, you're like, this is not very deep. There's not more to this. For all the story and the spectacle and the potential to tell this insanely rich, crisp, heartfelt story, you think James Cameron would be down to do that? Really, It's just a shiny toy. That's it. Avatar, the original Avatar, is nothing more than a cake that is all frosted. It is all sizzle, very little steak. All style, very little substance. But I say very little substance because there is substance to be made in the groundbreaking technology used in this movie. The groundbreaking technology used in this movie is enough to warrant it to be something memorable, to be something, but most people don't even remember Avatar. That's the crazy thing. This is the highest grossing film of all time. And I can tell you right now, if I was to, like, most people don't actually remember the movie. Like, they'll remember it now because there's been advertisements and stuff, but if I was to ask somebody, like, 4 years ago about Avatar, like, just walk in a store and ask somebody about Avatar, they might be confused that I'm talking about The Last Airbender. Like, honestly. And that movie was awful, but they might remember that because at least it was memorably bad. So, in short, I think that the Avatar movie is overrated. There are a couple movies that I've said are the overrated. I know I've said the Joker's overrated. I've said Wonder Woman's overrated. There's a couple films that I have said that. But in my honest opinion, the original Avatar movie is the most overrated film of all time. It really is. It is literally, like, and it pisses me off, for one, that people have the gall to come at certain other movies in this comic book genre, and then they have the balls to not actually mention how shallow Avatar is because of James Cameron who directed it, because it's like that's it. Because if you look at that movie, what has more substance, Avatar or Captain America: The Winter Soldier? You know which one. Like, even fucking the Batman has more substance. Hell, fucking Black Adam has more substance than fucking Avatar. And it's fucking old school, been there, done that, Native American analogy that we've seen a billion times in 100 different films. We get it. We get it. I've seen it a billion times. Hell, Star Wars has even done it. Either way, I think Avatar is like a 6 out of 10 film. Honestly, I think it's a 6 out of 10 film. And from what I'm hearing about the next one, probably another 6 out of 10. But anyways, that's my opinion on the original Avatar movie. Have you ever seen it? Will you ever check it out? Honestly, it's a long movie. And unless you got a hell of a setup, if you got a setup, I'd give it a try. If you don't, I wouldn't recommend it. Anyways, thank you guys for joining the Comic Movie Show. Please like, subscribe, and I will see you guys on the next one. Goodbye.